Another PBC on Fox is in the books, and what a night it was, this time live from Carson, California, for some boxing outdoors. And still, Showtime Shawn Porter retains his WBC title with a split decision win against Yordenis Ugas. The PBC on Fox post-fight show starts now. Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, just down the street from the fights. I'm Kate Abdo alongside Hall of Famer Ray Boom Boom Mancini and undefeated WBA welterweight champ Keith Thurman. Keith, Ray, what a night that was. It's a win for Shawn ultimately, but it's a contentious one.
Well, let me just say, I love Shawn Porter. He's good for the sport, charming kid, Ohio boy, all the good stuff, but he did not win this fight. He did not win this fight. He stayed on the outside. He did nothing. He didn't do anything. He came in, he tried, this guy made a miss, countered him. He didn't win this fight. It's a terrible decision, man. I love Shawn, but he didn't win this fight.
Do you see it as starkly as Ray does?
You know, I thought it was a great fight. I thought both fighters actually could have done more. You know, Ugas as a challenger, he really wanted to become champion tonight. You could see it on his face with the decision, you know, but there was moments where he could have done more. I thought there was moments where Shawn could have done more, but it was a good fight, and the decision is what it is.
Let's remind ourselves of how this one played out. Take a look at the highlights from this fight. Walk us through this, would you, Keith, Ray?
Well, early on, you know, I thought Shawn won the first 2 rounds easy. On the inside, he's strong. You know, Ugas fought a strong fight and landing those nice body shots and a nice right hand all night. It was a competitive fight.
Ugas was digging that left hand, like I said, uppercuts from the inside. But as I said earlier, Shawn makes it an ugly fight. Win, lose, draw. It's always an ugly fight with him. That's his effectiveness. That's what makes it effective for him. But he didn't win this fight. He got caught coming in. He stayed on the outside. He was doing the Jersey Joe shuffle from out there, shucking and jiving. He didn't do enough to win the fight.
You would have liked to have seen him make it an uglier fight than he did.
Yeah, I mean, look, he didn't do anything for me. He didn't do it. He's usually more active. He stayed on the outside. And Ugas, too, he could have won this fight easily if he just kept sticking a jab out, because Shawn couldn't get out of the way of it. It's just, but he still won the fight as far as I'm concerned.
Did Kenny get the game plan wrong in this one, Keith?
You know,
yes.
It looks like they've been boxing more on the outside. They're trying to convince Shawn that he can win fights on the outside, and he did win this fight on the outside tonight. But I don't think that he'll ever win the fight on the outside with me, and he didn't win the outside according to Ray. I don't think that's his strong point. He should stick to his strong point, throw more punches on the inside, and just make it a rough, ugly fight.
That's what makes him effective. To when he's rough and tough on the side, pushing and shoving. When it's an ugly fight, he usually comes out victorious. This was ugly, but he didn't win this one.
Watching this fight together, there was one point that you two went back and forth about, arguing about, which was the knockdown or the slip in the 12th round.
It's a knockdown. He got hit, he went down.
Not according to Keith.
But there's no feet. Please come say to my feet. Check it out. Slow motion. Their feet never got touched.
You need another camera angle.
No, never came into.
There was water on the how the foot goes.
There's water.
Your right foot doesn't slide from behind you on a knockdown.
There's always water anyway.
Come on, Ray.
You don't slip if you don't get hit in the shoulder. If you don't get hit, you got hit in the shoulder. Doesn't say where you got hit. Again, I'm going to emphasize, doesn't say where you got to get hit. He got hit and he went down. That was a knockdown.
You know, you got to watch the way he went down. There was water on the mat. We're out here in the studio. The referee saw the water, the way the right leg slipped from underneath. You could see it. You know, I saw it from a different camera angle. Not that angle, but there was another camera
His
angle.
feet don't slip if you don't get hit.
I understand you're never going to agree on this one. Does Keith make a fair point in any case about Ugas and the fact that he had the fight there for the taking and he didn't finish it off?
Yeah, no, Ugas is going to look back and be disgusted with himself, because all you do is keep coming out there in the jab. Keep pumping it, because it looks good to the judges. Even if you ain't hitting with it, it looks good to the judges. So it looks like who's initiating the fight. Shawn was shucking and jiving, New Jersey Joe shuffle. And if this guy would have kept pushing it out there, but he didn't. But he walked Shawn down.
But then he wouldn't engage. You know, he was walking him down.
Right, he's trying to set the traps for Shawn. He's trying to set the traps. And Shawn was, you know...
He was a little too patient in my book. If it's the night of the championship, you've been waiting 9 years. Why are you still waiting?
That's right.
The moment is now. The moment is here. And you have the skills to pull this fight out. He felt confident the whole fight. We could see it in his emotions round by round. And, you know, he left it hanging up. Like we say, you don't leave it up to the judges. He left it up to the judges, and he didn't get the decision he wanted tonight.
We are trying to get to speak to Shawn Porter. You just have to be seen by the doctor before that can happen. You were talking about the confidence that we could see in Ugas. At the final bell, he clearly thought he'd won that fight. And it looked as if Shawn thought he'd won that fight as well. Do you think that Shawn thought he'd lost that fight?
I think he did. He looked at him, he acknowledged. The other guy stood up, and Shawn acknowledged it.
What did you read into that?
You know, good fight. You know, there's many small reasons why Shawn could have been in a head nod. I understand why people believe that, you know, Shawn was kind of giving up and just saying, you know, you won. But, you know, Shawn, I know Shawn personally. He always feels like he won the fight. He thought he won the fight against me. He fights hard, he trains hard, and he's never going to submit before that final bell.
Let me just say one thing. Fighters know. Fighters know. You know when you lose, and you know when you win. He thought he lost that fight, as far as I'm concerned. I think. Now, Shawn's going to be here next week, or a couple weeks we'll be arguing.
Tomorrow. He's going to be here tomorrow, right?
But
fortunately,
he's
you
not
won't
going to
be.
agree with anything I say, but that's okay. I agree, I understand that. That's after the fact. But he looked at him, and he acknowledged him like he won the fight.
Shawn had said before this fight that he wanted to use this fight to make a statement to show that he is not champion by chance. What kind of a statement did he make tonight, and where does this put him in the rankings of the welterweights? Well,
I know from being a champion of the world today that all the writers and all the reporters are going to eat up this performance tonight. You know, he is a well-deserved champion, but some people, like Ray and other reporters out there, may feel that he did not deserve to stay champion with that performance. I mean, it was a hard fight to score. Ugas was the aggressor. I don't like seeing Shawn fight on the outside. I like the inside work. He did give us some of that today, and he was effective with it. But it just is what it is. This is boxing. He is champion, and he's going to have to go back to the draw board and hopefully tighten it up and work on the inside.
Shawn always gives an honest performance, as he did tonight. He doesn't cheat the fans, but he did not win the fight.
Let's just take a look at some of the key stats behind our main event, courtesy of Fight Night. Take a look at this. What do we got? Punches landed, 144 for Shawn, 128 for Yordenis. Punches thrown. Shawn again working a little bit harder in that one. 57 to the body from Yordenis Ugas. What did he need to do differently, Ugas, in this fight to make
Not wait, you know. There was many times where Shawn was waiting, and what made Shawn do that was the fact that he knows he's the champion. He knows that it's hard for the challenger needs to take it from him. So Shawn felt comfortable on the outside. But Ugas, whenever Shawn would juke and jive, Ugas would look at him and then back up and be like, come on, man, let's fight. Come on, man, let's fight. You fight, Ugas. You fight, and you become champion tonight. He gave a great performance. Ray thought it was a winning performance. The judges think differently. And Ugas really was right at the finish line and fell short. And he's going to be upset.
How many rounds did you actually give to Shawn in that fight?
I actually gave Shawn, I had it 118, 110. I gave him what? I gave 2 rounds. I mean, that's it. I mean, close rounds. But look, one thing we're going to do, we disagree on most things, but we are going to agree on this. Ugas gave the fight away. He should have won it, could have won that more clearly.
Thank you for watching. Well, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you click somewhere around here and subscribe. From fight highlights to exclusive interviews, we have got everything you need as a boxing fan right here on PBC on Fox.